majestic, magnificent, and full of splendor. The Wilayah Mosque graces the Kuala Lumpur skyline. The Wilayah Mosque was conceived in the mid-1990s at a time when trends in architecture were turning away from modernistic ideas, more towards a traditional revival. Dian Creative, a jointly owned German-Malaysian company, was formed, and work on the domes of the mosque began on a design and build basis at the Composite Technology City in Malacca. The German-based team had developed the innovative dome building techniques for the extension of the Prophet's Mosque in Madinah and decided to make use of similar techniques in the Wilayah Mosque. This heralded the beginning of a new era of dome construction in Malaysia. The techniques used at the Wilayah Mosque have since been applied in other projects, including the Prime Minister's office and residence at Putrajaya, the Putra Mosque at Putrajaya, and the Al-Bukhari Mosque in Alostar. For the domes, a shell construction of very large prefabricated panels is exploited. Some panels are up to 12 meters long. This permits an extremely rapid erection on site, significantly reducing the overall time required to complete the project and making major savings in the process. The panels are made from glass fiber epoxy resin composite with a thermoplast honeycomb core. They are laminated on CNC milled molds and oven cured under vacuum. The panels are extremely lightweight, strong, and durable. This type of dome construction has as little as 10 to 15% of the weight of an equivalent concrete dome. This permits significant savings in the concrete structure of the whole building and has many other advantages. Due to the strength and lightweight of the construction, a large amount of pre-assembly is possible. So long as the lifting capacity of the cranes is not exceeded, panels can be pre-assembled into larger segments. With smaller domes, the shell can be entirely pre-assembled at ground level and lifted into place in one piece. This minimizes the work undertaken at height, meaning further savings in time and safer working conditions. Because in the mosque, the domes are designed to be seen from outside and inside, a double shell construction is used. With the larger domes, the inner and outer dome shells are supported by trussed steel construction. In the case of the smaller domes, the inner and outer shells are structurally self-supporting and require no additional support structure. The detailed design of the dome parts was made using the highly sophisticated CATIA computer-aided design program. The CAD-CAM approach to design and manufacture enables design data to be fed directly into the production equipment, increasing reliability and saving time. The large 5-axis CNC milling machine used for mold making can achieve complex 3-dimensional forms with a high degree of precision. It can produce molds for dome surfaces curved in 2 directions, as well as much more complex architectural elements, such as the mukarnas found in traditional Islamic architecture. By milling ornamental motifs into the surface of the molds, the scalloped inner dome surfaces could be given a decorative treatment, raised in 3-dimensional relief. The decorative arabesque borders on the mosque's 4 pendentives were painted with the aid of laser-cut templates. The monumental Tuluth calligraphy is raised in relief and finished in real gold. The overall form and arrangement of the domes and pendentives in the Wilayah Mosque to a great extent follows the Ottoman mosques in Istanbul. But unlike the Turkish domes, the exterior of the domes of the Wilayah Mosque is finished with mosaic tiles, which were favored as the best external treatment due to their durability in even the most extreme climates. A special technique was developed to enable ornamental motifs to be transferred to the mosaic tile grid. The motifs were specially designed in the style of the beautiful domes of the royal mosques in Isfahan from the Safavid period. Visits were made to Isfahan and the historical architecture was carefully documented. Then, designs were made for the domes, replacing some of the typically Persian features with Malay motifs and harmonizing the style of ornament with that used on the mihrab and the monumental portal arch in the mosque courtyard. The tiles are fitted to the panels in the controlled factory environment, permitting a high degree of quality control. And since the prefabricated parts for both outer and inner dome shells leave the factory with all decorative finishes already complete, time-consuming finishing activities on site are minimized. Although the form of the domes is largely traditional, the techniques used are the most modern. This marriage of tradition and technology gives the domes their unique quality, both in terms of design and workmanship. A sophisticated lighting system was developed to enrich the mosque. For the first time in Malaysia, a natural daylight system was adopted for a public building. The three main sources of light are from a large arch facing the mosque courtyard, the dome windows, and an opening at the top of the main dome. An external solar sensor transmits in real time all the daylight variation to the computer-controlled system that switches the artificial light in accordance with the quantity of daylight. Movable redirection blinds installed in the dome windows reflect the natural light upwards and eliminate glare in the prayer area. Each blade has a concave section and has a highly polished reflective surface. A central microprocessor linked with a bus system to the window control unit causes the blades to rotate along their longitudinal axis, tracking the sun ray inclination all day long. Between the inner and outer dome shells, just below the finial at the apex, 12 heliostats are arranged in a circle around a redirecting prism made of mirrors. The light is thus projected onto the chandelier suspended below, which in turn reflects and spreads it throughout the prayer hall. The chandelier has a stainless steel frame which supports 40 square meters of optical lenses in the center and a skirt of horizontal and vertical curved glass panels at the periphery. Special UV-sensitive adhesive applied in a controlled environment was used to preserve the transparency factor of the optical components. The panels with lenses were installed when the frame was already in place. The handling of the panels was particularly difficult due to their weight and fragility. The light that the chandelier receives from above is partially reflected up onto the inner dome surfaces and partially spread by the lenses to the curved glass panels, which diffuse a pleasant, glare-free and peaceful light throughout the prayer hall. Good, intelligible sound is always difficult to achieve in a large mosque, because a large hall with hard surfaces creates echoes and reflections that result in poor sound quality. A one-of-a-kind adaptive sound system is unique in the fact that it adapts to the environment, providing clarity and intelligibility of sound to the target audience. The system integrates a digital signal processor, phased array loudspeakers, and image analysis software to provide better control of the sound parameters, ensuring precision in the delivery of the sound. In order to supply the right amount of sound to the target area, an image analysis system was introduced. This system consists mainly of cameras that detect motion of the audience. This system is intelligent enough to identify whether someone is planning to stay at a particular spot or just passing by. Once an audience is identified, the system relays the signal to the adaptive sound server, which determines each loudspeaker's participation, volume, delay and phase signal, and relays the information to the designated controller. The loudspeakers, produced and designed specifically to fit into the mosque's internal architecture, are set in specific clusters or arrays. The proof of the effectiveness of the sound system is its ability to handle different categories of speech, from the spirited preaching of the imam, to the very loud and melodious call to prayer. With its outstanding decorative treatment, creative innovation, and lively adaptation in its unique features, the Wilayah Mosque serves as a house of worship, attempting to create the best ambience for the comfort of worshippers and an ambience of architectural beauty.